Hey you everyone. In this video, I do something different. Something that I definitely should have done as soon as I started blowing up within the community. If you're new to my collections or having some issues in regards of them, this video is for you, especially for people who are a bit worried that they might be already asking the same question that's already been asked from 50 different other users. I'm gonna run through the 14 most asked questions so you can know what to do and unknowingly start asking another question that 50 other people has asked. And that you can save not only yourself time, but my time as well. Question 1. I am having download errors such as, can't view or download this file, how to fix this? That's because Google Drive is hitting the limit due to either how huge the files are or due to so many people, and I mean hundreds of people viewing it. Wait a bit and try again, or simply use a download manager. I already made a full video plus playlist on download fixes and such, link in description. Question 2. The Mugen crashes or won't start, how to fix this? This can range from an array of problems, such as it could be due to out-of-date graphics drivers to simply not having enough RAM. Usually the fix for this issue can either be that you check your drives are up to date, make sure you have enough RAM, or adding the 4 GB RAM patch. And if it's character or stage caused, remove the character via the select def. Other than that, I've also made a playlist in regards of many fixes on specific Mugen errors, and such in which I highly recommend checking in the description. Question 3. Why are the files so big, and is it possible you can split them? The files are big for obvious reasons, meaning if you see a Mugen that's over 30 GB and more, that does count as big. There has been some cases in which I have split big files, but over time these don't always last, for I remember splitting a huge IMT, blue, roster, and some links would be for some odd reason be copyrighted. So I no longer split files, I do upload them on other things like Terabox. Soon, once I have the time, I will upload all of these collections on a cloud service with a good lifetime plan, so keep a lookout soon. Question 4. I sometimes would have performance/lag issues in regards of IKEMEN and in rare cases Mugen. How to fix that? Big collections, especially ones on IKEMEN, need a decent PC. I am not talking a gaming PC, but maybe a decent PC with RAM above 8 GB and good specs. But if you can't afford it, you can try lower the resolution, turning off extra effects, and closing other and any programs before starting IKEMEN or Mugen. Remember, a 10,000 plus character roster isn't gonna run perfect on a weak laptop. Question 5. Does your collections work on Android? The thing is, I don't use Android when working on these Mugens, so I can't give a clear-cut answer if they run or not. And because of this, I basically encourage users that if they think their device can run it, then go for it. Other than that, all my Mugens have been made on PC, never Android. In fact, let me be honest here and say my thoughts on the whole Mugen on Android stuff, which is, I usually don't even recommend people to use Android for Mugen or even IKEMEN, because I am a firm believer that you can buy a cheap PC and enjoy the full potential of Mugen, or hell, even a gaming handled PC. It's way better than being on a phone or tablet. But do whatever I just don't have a proper response as to if it runs or not, because I never made my Mugens on Android, nor do I ever intend on doing so. Question 6. Vselect not working, how do I pick characters? I usually don't use Vselect myself, and I don't really recommend it because on a rosters with small slots, it's just not plausible, and even if it is, it's still simply much easier to add characters via select.def, because you can mass add characters through that. I even made a video on how I did. It's in the description, and it will be on the timestamp on how I did it. Question 7. This one doesn't happen often, but I have seen it a few times, so I'll address it. And that is why when I download your Mugen, the characters don't show up. Well, to answer that, this usually happens because the download didn't finish all the way, you missed one of the parts, or the file got corrupt during extraction. It is recommended that you re-extract the full download, or if you can re-download it, or make sure you downloaded all the parts. Question 8. Why are there non-working or broken characters? Sometimes I add characters thinking they'll work, but they end up not working properly either because I've forgotten they are for an older version of Mugen, or had some errors that the authors never disclosed. That's why to combat this, I made a tutorial on how to fix said issue visually for anyone who is interested. Check that video if you need it. It is also a part of the Mugen tutorials playlist in the description. Question 9. Can I add my own characters? Because I noticed there's never any random selects, but can I still add them? Yes, you can make room for them regardless. You can manage the roster by adding your own characters and such. I always state in the description that you can remove any characters you deem problematic or not or whatever. Question 10. Do you currently take requests? No offense, I know this question, comes from people who don't read the descriptions or bump schedule vids. Requests are closed. I'm focused on collections right now and soon IKMEN void. Question 11. Why don't you update or remake old collections? This is an interesting one because it is quite simple. Most of those collections were made for their time, and they were good for that time. I did a few remakes here and there, but I didn't do it often because they already served their purpose. Hopefully, that's an answer of satisfactory. Question 12. I am curious about the reuploading and credit rules. The premise is simple, though. If you reupload, just give credit and link back. Just don't claim it as your own. You know very well you did not sit down and make that collection lol. Question 13. Will you make more tutorials? Not really. Unless it's needed, of course, but for now I think I've made all the tutorials I could make, especially in regards of cheapies. That is all. That covers pretty much everything I get asked